Hi, guys. Good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie. And in tonight's video, I will be discussing my reaction to the season finale of The X-Files. It dropped last night. I just got done watching it just now. Holy crap. Wow. Talk about bombshells left and right. Just, just yikes. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned that this is a massive, spoiler-filled episode review. If you're not caught up on the X-Files by the past couple episodes, or at least by this episode, the season finale, please, please, please do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into giant spoilers. With that being said, you have been warned, and spoilers starting from here on out, starting now. Holy crap! Talk about bombshells. We've got shocking character deaths. We've got shocking revelations. Well, revelations we knew, but our characters learned about. And then we've got an unexpected pregnancy. And now, did they just, as Pacific Rim would put it, did they just cancel the apocalypse? It's just so much happened in tonight's episode, and it was a real head scratcher. Like, huh? It was just... There was just so much going on, and it really makes me wonder, could the show go on from here with the way that it ended? Like, could it go on for a 12th season, or is this the way it should end? I mean, there's just so much that happened. I mean, we saw, Mulder and Scully, briefly unite with their son, like Mulder in the flesh, and then with Scully, it's like he was pretending to be Mulder. And then we also saw that he's capable of, like, not only taking a headshot and surviving, which I guess isn't that surprising if he's an alien-human super hybrid, so not really that surprising. But now he's capable of, like, blowing people up with sheer willpower. All he has to do is look at you, like this or something, and then all of a sudden you spontaneously combust. That's what he did to the guy that was tracking him in the car. That's what he did to the other people who were tracking him. I mean, it's just nuts. All he has to do is look at you, and you blow up, and you turn inside out, and your guts are everywhere, blood splatter. It was unbelievable. I was like, whoa, okay, I didn't know he was capable of that. Scary. And, you know what? What I did like about this episode is that the way it ended, here's how I look at it. The show could go on, but it could also end. And here's how it could end. This ended with Mulder finally killing the bastard, the evil cigarette-smoking man, which was a super delight to see. Watching him just pump his chest full of lead and then him falling into the water was very satisfying. However, that son of a bitch has survived being incinerated. I remember that from the past series finale many, many years ago when the show originally ended. We saw him in a cave, and then he was incinerated by fire, and we thought, oh, well, that's the end of him. And then we see him now. He's alive and well at the start of the X-Files season 10 a few years ago. He's alive and well, and he's not burnt to a crisp. And so, although in this case, we did see him get shot full of lead, and we saw him fall into the water, but we didn't see his body sink. His body floated away, and we don't know if he's got his agents or his men standing by ready to revive him at any given moment. So we shouldn't write him off yet. However, it was satisfying to see Mulder take this bastard down. And then with that, it's like, well, now that cigarette smoking man is presumably dead. If this was a series finale, if this is how they wanted to end the show and kill cigarette smoking man, then that means his plan to release the global contagion probably won't happen. I mean, he may have some followers, but without the cigarette-smoking man, the plan probably will not go through. And especially if everybody thinks William is dead, and now that the prized human-alien hybrid is dead and no more, then there's no need to go on with this apocalyptic plan, or for space colonization like the other group of people wanted to do. And now maybe Scully and Mulder can have a real future together, because now she is pregnant, surprisingly, apparently, again, this time definitely with Mulder's child, and maybe now they can have a real normal life and raise a child together without having to give him up for adoption. But then it's like, oh, is that how they killed? Is that how they ended Skinner? Is that how they ended Reyes? Because we saw some pretty shocking, unexpected character deaths. He shot Reyes point blank right in the head. There are a lot of headshots in tonight's episode. We saw Mulder shoot the guy behind the desk. We saw Skinner shoot Reyes in the forehead, and we saw cigarette smoking man shoot William in the forehead. I mean, it was a pretty violent episode if you think about it, in terms of like gunshots and like just shooting people repeatedly, and then people spontaneously blowing up as well. He's just so. And then if the series could go on, will Mulder and Scully both be agents or just one of them? And will William ever reappear? And are there still other dark forces out there who want to use William to carry out cigarette smoking's original plan, which was to annihilate the human race with a horrible global contagion? We won't know until, honestly, we hear if this show gets another season renewal or not. Or if Chris Carter comes out and says, you know what, guys, that was the series finale. Hope you liked it. Because he wrote and directed this episode, so it very well could have been a series finale. But man, this episode was just mind-boggling. It's just, it's like just so much was happening where it's like they've got to find William so that cigarette smoking man doesn't find him and use him to carry out his plan. And they're also like the X-Files has once again for the millionth time been threatened to be closed down by the FBI, and they want Scully and Mulder's badges, and Skinner's going out of his way to protect them and to help them. But you know what? Whether or not this was a season or a series finale, this was a pretty good finale. In fact, this was a great finale. I'll go on the record saying I really enjoyed this, and there were a lot of pretty shocking moments in it. And I did not like seeing Skinner get presumably killed, although we don't know if he's dead or not, even though it's unlikely he survived. Even though he ducked down, it's unlikely he survived getting a car pulled over him. So who knows? But the show did have some other satisfying moments where Mulder shoots down cigarette smoking man, and then William appears in the last frame of the episode out of the water with a big bullet wound in his head, alive and well, breathing just fine on his own. So, I mean, I like how this season ended, because it either ends as a solid ending to the entire series, to the entire franchise, or it also ends with ending one story arc and possibly leaving room for more potential storytelling regarding the future of this show. So I liked it. I really, really liked it. And there were some scenes I liked more than others, but overall, this was a good season finale, and I hope you guys feel the same. So how did you guys feel? Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? This was the greatest thing. Or did you hate it? This sucked. I don't like it. Or were you somewhere stuck in the middle? Please feel free to leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from everybody. You guys have been absolutely awesome with this current season of the X-Files. Thank you so much for your support. In fact, I'd like to give a shout out to the X-Files, to David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson, and Chris Carter, and everybody involved in this season of the X-Files. Thank you so much for delivering such a great season and for giving me a better, stronger following as well. I have seriously got at least 9 or 10 new subscribers since this show began, and people have been generating and leaving comments and feedback like crazy, and I love it. So thank you, X-Files. Thank you, Chris Carter. And thank you to all of you guys for all of your wonderful support and for leaving your feedback down below for every video review. All right, guys, have a great rest of the night. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to rewatch this season or your favorite episodes of the X-Files, I believe you can find them on Amazon Prime as well as Hulu. All right, guys, have a great rest of the night. Thank you for watching. And of course, the truth is out there.